Hi, English 2 honors class. I am Lisa Williams. I am, again, your English 2 honors teacher. I have been at Harvest for 11 years. I can't think of a more fabulous place that I would like to be, except possibly an actress in New York City, but alas, that's not going to happen. So I will settle for being right here, right now, which is a wonderful spot to be in. I'm very, very excited about having you again in English 2. We're going to do great things together. I would like to share with you some of the books that you will need and what they look like so you can make sure that you got exactly right what you needed before you come to school the first day. First, I think it's really important that you have a binder. Any color, any shape, any size really, 1/2 inch or inch. If you get bigger than that, it just becomes cumbersome. So a binder so that you can keep just loose leaf paper in it, nothing with a spiral. You know how I hate those little things that fly off and litter the room. Then you'll need the enormous book that we will read almost in its entirety. Can you wait? I can't. It's so fun. It has all American classics in it. It's going to be a delight. You'll want to share it over the dinner table with your parents and siblings every night. We'll probably go through this in 2 quarters. Get ready. It's super fabulous. Pioneer level is the English 2 level. Okay, something that everybody is using in all of my English classes. The Writer's Guide by, it's from IUW, I believe. I used this when my kids were really little. My senior in college still uses it to this day, and she's doing her theses in English and history and still refers to this book. It's a great transitional words. Again, all of my English classes are using the Elegant Essay. It is broken down into little tiny bites so that you can understand thesis and it's just wonderful. You will have a good time with this. Can you tell? Now, the creme de la creme. 1,400 pages of grammar. Can you wait? I can't. It is Writing and Grammar 9. It's 9 because we're just going to start at the beginning and blow through it. It's going to be fabulous. It's actually the best grammar book I have found. And you know I spend my summer looking for grammar books. So this will be exciting. We started week 1 and we finished the book. Are you ready for the literature? I think there should be some kind of shining light and music going off as I introduce this. We start in the 1600s. I don't have the actual books, I just have the DVDs right now. Not that they could ever, ever, ever replace the reading, but I do it to supplement so you will get an idea of what you're going to be looking for and learning. A picture says 1,000 words, right? This one is the Salem witch trials. We begin here. This is all background information about 1692 and what happened in Salem, Massachusetts. You'll probably read this whole entire book in about an hour and a half so that you can spend way more time reading this one. This is a play, Arthur Miller. We spent a good bit of time on The Crucible. It was written in the 1950s, so we tie in what was going on with the communists in America in the 1950s. I tie it into American history. So this is such a treat to read. And you get to do a creative project with it. And that is so exciting because you always blow me away with your creativity. So this is first quarter. Then I think we're going to move second quarter, change things up a little bit. We're going to do To Kill a Mockingbird, the #1 book of all time if you Google it. She was once the one-time wonder only wrote one book. Well, as of July 14th, she just wrote another one, or it was just published. She wrote a long time ago. Anyway, Harper Lee, amazing book. We do a ton of writing with this book. You are ready for a college class after you have read and written for me in this book, To Kill a Mockingbird. I'm not sure if this is exactly the book that you got. You might have a different ISBN number, but make sure that you look at your ISBN number. Then we'll probably read Extra Credit, her new book, over Christmas break. Then when we come back, we read 3 books about the Civil War. First one is The Red Badge of Courage by Stephen Crane. I will say it's not my favorite book, I have to tell you, but great literature and gets you an idea of what a Civil War battle is like. It's written in stream of consciousness, which we'll talk about and learn about and write about. Then we read another one called Sardi. It's like a 5th grade level book, but super interesting. The sequel is called Nightjon, or vice versa. Again, you'll probably read these in less than a weekend, but they're really interesting. My cover is ripped off, but yours will look new and nice. We end with the most horrible, sad, depressing. There's nothing wonderful about it except the knowledge that you'll gain. We work with Night. It's about the Holocaust. It's a man's experience who lived through it. I really assign maybe 15 pages of this a weekend because it's so hard to get through. Again, you have to read it though because it's so incredible. And we do a big project with this. Other than that, some of you will buy Post-it notes to annotate with. I don't have one that's really annotated. Others of you will buy something really pretty and it will look like this. That's okay, but I teach you to annotate a lot. Everybody will also bring in markers because you write as well as I write on the whiteboards. I also suggest a planner. Get yourself organized. I don't keep up with it on my phone. If you do, that's fine, but I really encourage a planner. Lastly, I want to remind you that I always give an opportunity to redo a writing assignment if you have earned an 80% or lower. So I want parents to hear this too, because sometimes kids forget to tell their parents that this is one of my parts of my syllabus. If you earn an 80% or lower on a writing assignment, you always have an opportunity to turn that in again with all of my revisions and try to do better. That's the only way you learn, and that's the only way you get to be a better writer. So make sure that you remember that. I only remind you probably every week for 40 weeks. Always remember your lesson plans. My lesson plans are super uber detailed. It's because I want you to do it the way I'm telling you to do it here so that you are a foundation for success there. So print these, bring them to class, and make sure that you don't have any questions about them. Lastly, we're a little class. I think we have less than a dozen students in our class, so we're real intimate. I want you to make sure that you come in with an enthusiastic, positive, excited attitude, even if this is not your favorite subject. Pretend that it is, because we can all act like this. And I will remind you, be positive and be kind to one another. And if you don't hear me say it once, you'll hear me say it 1,000 times. Are those words of life? So, Mr. Bingley and I are signing off. I hope you have a wonderful 2 weeks of vacation, and I will see you in August.